What's happening, people? Happy Sunday, guys. I hope you're all doing well. I don't know if you're just like me and you finished watching Liverpool versus West Ham, but yeah, Super Sunday next Sunday, it's looking long. It's looking long. Big up to everyone locked in. Be sure to hit the like button. Be sure to subscribe as well if you are new here. Let me know what you've been up to, man. How's your weekend been, guys? You know, United always giving us something to talk about, and I think that Andy Mitten feature on TalkSport has just given the world of Manchester United a whole another day or two of content. But we're going to briefly touch about it because I think there's other things that we could potentially talk about of more interest. Number one, United targeting Nuno Mendes. He's fallen out with Luis Enrique at PSG and they're looking to move him on. Manchester United are front runners to potentially sign him. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Man United's interest in Bellingham. We're signing Bellingham, guys. Not that Bellingham, the little Bellingham. Jobe Bellingham from Sunderland. Manchester United are interested in him. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to also talk about the newest INEOS cuts facing Manchester United. And I say this time and time again, for a billionaire, you know, a local lad taking over the club, his childhood dream club, there seems to be a lot of penny pinching going on. We're getting cooked next Sunday. You know, the worst thing about it is that we can't even think about next Sunday because we still haven't even played Newcastle yet, which is going to be another problem. But I watched Liverpool today and I just watched them run rings around West Ham. They ran rings around West Ham comfortably. The same West Ham that we lost to about a month and a half ago, was it? End of October times when we lost to them. Put 5 past them. Could have put more past them. I'm scared. I'm not going to lie. I'm really nervous going to Anfield, guys. But we can't think about that yet, because we got to think about Newcastle first. That is a bigger problem. Tomorrow, 8 p.m. kickoff. And I hate late kickoffs, guys. I hate late kickoffs for multiple reasons. One of them being, if United lose, I can't just turn off my phone and go to bed at 10 p.m. I have to record a video and put it out and then go to bed. It's just annoying. I prefer early kickoffs, man. Or like, I can't believe we have to wait until 8 o'clock for United to ruin our day. Just ruin my day earlier in the day and then I can get on with everything. If Salah doesn't win Ballon d'Or, I swear, the guy is on par, I think, for a 30-20 minimum season. I think he's got 7 assists until he breaks Thierry Henry's assist record. He's on, what is it? I think he's got like 28 goal involvements in the league so far. It's ridiculous. He's got 35, I think, in all competitions, and we're only in December. We still got January, February, March, April, May of football to go. That is a lot more football to go. He is on track for me in the league to possibly do a 30-20. And if he does a 30-20, and if Liverpool win the league, he'll probably be in contention for Ballon d'Or. I don't know. If Rodri can win Ballon d'Or for that season, then maybe he can. But that's a problem that we should not be involving ourselves in, i.e. talking about Salah. I'm so worried about Anfield for multiple reasons, guys. Salah's in form, Gakpo is in scoring form, Luis Diaz is picking up form. You know, Gravenberch is Gravenberch. I think he's the best DM in the league right now. They got a comfortable backline, despite the fact that they're missing Konate and Joe Gomez got injured today. Trent Alexander is balling out. Trent is balling out. So it's looking, Anfield is scary, man. Anfield is looking very, very scary. I believe United will get a result at Anfield. Well, last time we did, we got a draw by parking the bus. I don't know. What's the likelihood, do you lot think Amorim will go to Anfield and park the bus? Because I think Man United will go there just to and aim to be humiliated as minimal as possible. That's it. If you can walk away with a 1-0, 2-0 loss, I think that's what they'll try. I can't imagine United going toe-to-toe with Liverpool. I can't see that happening. I can't imagine in terms... I think United is going to play similar to how they set up against Arsenal at the Emirates. I think it's going to be similar, like basically close off the passing lanes in the middle, double up on the wide channels if necessary with the fullbacks and the kind of the side centre backs, double up on the wingers, and basically just force them to keep recycling possession. I can't lie, because if I watch United in possession against Arsenal, guys, it was a horror show. United could maintain, they could hold on to possession, but they couldn't do nothing with it. I think they barely got into the final third. At Anfield, I don't anticipate that's going to be happening. And the pressing is going to be out of this. Like the way Liverpool's going to press United, we just need to be ready. We just need to be. Can you do Arsenal a favour, please? Brother, we can't even do ourselves a favour. We can't even do it. Before we start doing favors for other people, let's do a favor for ourselves first and foremost. Have we parked the bus in any game yet? I wouldn't say Arsenal was parking the bus, but I think it was more of a disciplined, I would say it was like a disciplined defensive kind of performance where defending first, attack second kind of thing. That's what I feel like was the idea against Arsenal. But listen, we got a lot to talk about, guys. We got a lot to talk about. So let's get into it. Make sure you hit the like button if you've just come through. Is it really a stream if we don't talk about Marcus Rashford? Is it really a stream? And you know what is so annoying, guys? I feel like every time the chatter about Marcus Rashford dies down, I'm like, thank God, finally. The guy hasn't played in how many games? Why are we, i.e., I'm talking about, when I say we, I'm talking about the media, guys, right? And if the media talks about it, we have to talk about it because the media is giving us stuff to talk about. But why is it every time things just quieten down, I'm like, thank God, we could just focus on the January transfer window and keep it moving. Bam, something else pops up. And if you guys don't know, if you haven't seen it, Andy Mitten was speaking on Talk Sport. Andy Mitten, very well respected, if you guys know, said about Marcus Rashford in particular. He said every previous manager has had issues with Marcus Rashford. I've spoken to them. I know them. They've told me in confidence going back years and years. He also said about whether Marcus Rashford was being forced out of the club because of INEOS's kind of, I'm not going to call it penny pinching because they need to save wages. So with the wages that they're trying to save, he said, no, I think the manager has a big say on this. And I think he's doing this his way. Ruben Amorim is a smiling assassin. He's a I can't even pronounce that word, bro. Disciplinarian. I can pronounce it, guys. English ain't my first language. But essentially, what Andy Mitten has done is come out with his sources. I can't lie. This is his sources, and if you lot know, he's interviewed Jim Ratcliffe. He's interviewed Ollie. He's interviewed Jose. He's very well respected at Manchester United, and I just think this Rashford saga. I can't wait for the 1st of January because I'm hoping it comes to an end. But that's wishful thinking, guys. That is really, really wishful thinking because where does Marcus Rashford go? And this is a question to you guys. Where does Man United, I actually think United will have to loan him out with a situation where they kind of pay a chunk of his wages to loan him out and then sell him in the summer, because I can't imagine any club, in my opinion, going out of their way in January to buy Marcus Rashford. Firstly, nobody really spends like that. Yeah. When you look at Arsenal, for example, I don't know if you guys have seen, they've just been linked today to Kolo Muani as a potential option. Now, that could maybe clear way for Marcus Rashford to go to PSG. But I don't see Kolo Muani won't leave PSG on a sell. I think it'll be a loan and then maybe obligation. And I think that's the only thing that is written for Manchester United to kind of to kind of get rid of Marcus Rashford. The only way they can do that is probably a loan with an obligation, because I don't see any club right now queuing up to sign Marcus Rashford. And for me, that's not to say he's a bad player, because you lot know where I stand on in terms of Marcus Rashford. You lot know my thoughts of Marcus Rashford as a player, but he hasn't helped himself over the last couple of seasons. Definitely not in the last 12 months. He's not helped himself, and he looks like a shadow of himself when he's playing for Man United, especially this season, even though this season he is still Manchester United's top goal scorer for the Premier League. That's kind of funny. He hasn't been part of the season for about 5 games. Media won't let him breathe. But the media know, guys. And here we are. I'm guilty of it, right? Because if I'm going to go live, I need stuff to talk about. And the media are giving us stuff to talk about. It's unfortunate. Hi, Minna. I think it will be no problem to find buyers for Rashi. He will be sold in January. Do you guys think he'll be sold, or do you think he'll be loaned? I think it's likely to be a loan, like basically with Sancho last season. It's going to be a loan with an option or an obligation to buy, and it will be something where Manchester United will have to cover a number of his wages, because unfortunately, I wish I had the screenshot, but I saw a picture of Man United's highest earners, right? And it doesn't help that it's Marcus Rashford, Casemiro, Mount, players who are all by the way, contracted till 2027, 2028, or 2029. Now, I don't know how you lot feel about the January transfer window. I just think it's going to be a month of stories galore, guys. I think it's going to be a month of stories galore. Starting with this one. Manchester United are interested in signing Jobe Bellingham. This is coming from United District. Shout out to Nat at United District. Very reliable source, so that's why I'm sharing this information. But Manchester United are interested in signing Jobe Bellingham from Sunderland in the next year. After the teenager impressed the club's recruitment staff, there is a huge chance that this could materialize. And Manchester United could sign the midfielder in summer 2025. Now, first and foremost, guys, I watch Sunderland occasionally. I'm not going to say I'm an avid watcher of Sunderland. I do know one or two people that support Sunderland. I'm not an avid watcher of the Championship. I watch it here and there when there's not really much else on. I'm not going to sit here and say that I know Jobe Bellingham inside out in terms of what kind of player he is, what kind of system he would work in, etc., etc. But I also won't turn up my nose at a prospect from the Championship just because I feel like, oh, it's the Championship. United shouldn't be signing from there. I know a lot of people actually feel that United should not be signing players from the Championship. But I've said this time and time again. If Southampton go down, if Wolves go down, if I don't know, Ipswich go down, there's so many players there that United could look at as a target. So why should we turn our noses up at a player like Jobe Bellingham? Now, I seen someone in the chat, I think it was Hamza, saying that United should, Jobe is a must minner. I'm not going to lie and say that I know a lot about Jobe. I'm not going to lie and say that I know. I did see, though, Jude Bellingham was watching Sunderland on Boxing Day. Make of that what you wish. I don't, however, guys, see, and I mean this in the nicest way. And I don't know, by the way, guys, if you lot have watched a lot of it. Jude Bellingham got a YouTube channel, right, where he documents his life, basically, and his parents. And we all know his parents are heavily involved in their decision-making when it comes to their careers, his mum, his dad. I do not say, for me, this is career suicide. And I'm trying to say this in the nicest way possible. It would be career suicide for United for Jobe Bellingham to join United at this stage in his career. And I think his parents wouldn't allow it to happen. I don't think so. I feel like a young player, a young prospect coming from Championship to the Premier League, I feel like his entourage, the people around him, might not feel like United will be a good destination currently. I'm, by the way, not saying that. I'm not saying that United are I hate when I get notifications on my phone, guys. Yeah, because you know when Apple just randomly take money out of your account and I get a notification, it's so annoying. But anyways, back to the topic. I don't think right now a player of his prospect will look at United as a future kind of step. I mean, I actually think we have a chance to sign him. People said the same about Euro. That's true. But just quickly on Euro, don't you think going from Lille to Man United and Sunderland to Manchester United is kind of different? Because Lille is in the top flight, the top division league in France, number one. Number two, obviously, they're both of them were playing regular football. He's playing regular football for Sunderland. Lenny Yoro is playing regularly as well. Joe will get too much media attention. They will ruin the lad at United. They might find his new target. Watch when Jobe goes to Dortmund and cooks. I actually have an honest opinion of young players, yeah, especially English players. I genuinely think they should go out of England to develop. Like, that's my hot take when it comes to football, is that young players that are, not at that level of maybe playing for one of the top leagues, even if they're at that level of playing at the top Premier League teams, I think they should go out of England to develop. And look how it's worked out for so many young players that have left academies in England or have left... they have left the sitting on the bench for clubs, etc. Look how it's worked out for them. We could talk about Jude Bellingham, who is like the biggest example, but we could also even talk about Jamal Musiala. We could talk about other players who have left and betted on themselves. Tammy Abraham, etc. It could happen. Let me see what else you lot are saying. Let me see what else. We need world-class players, not prospects years down the line where they might not fit another manager's system. This is true. Another player that Man United's been linked to. Let me know what you guys think of this. Let me know what you guys think of this. He's been exiled. I'm saying exiled, out of the club. I'm saying exiled, but really he's just been on the bench. Man United are looking at Fikayo Tomori as an option, a cheap option, 20 million. Possibly, especially because AC Milan want to get rid of him. Juventus are also looking at him as an option as well. I used to, guys, be a big fan of Tomori, but I do not want Tomori at Manchester. I used to be a big fan. If you not watched my career modes, you always knew he was the first player I would go and sign in FC 25. Now there's so many things that kind of worries me about Tomori, and it's not even about it's not like his clear-cut ability and attributes. There's one thing that he lacks so much for me, is composure. I have watched AC Milan so much, especially when Tomori is playing. And he, for me, is like what people make out Upamecano to be. Like, genuinely speaking. And when I was reading about the fact that he's been, left out of the team and he's not been playing for AC Milan, I'm not surprised. He's always got a mistake in him. I always feel like he's got a mistake in him watching him. He's not that great on the ball. He's not that quick. I've seen him get out battled in aerial duels. And I'm just not sold on him. I'm not sold on him. I look at him as an option in terms of backup. Maybe as a backup. Tomori's not that guy anymore. Yeah, he's not that guy. When he first went to AC Milan and they won the league, I was impressed with him. But since then, I've just kind of seen a downfall. He's expected, by the way, to leave AC Milan in January transfer window as well. Juventus is potentially a target for him, but Manchester United are kind of looking at him as well. I don't know any world-class players who will not cost a premium and will not demand huge wages. We are going to get to the topic of world-class players, high fees, wages, when we talk about INEOS's financial situation right now at the club. We need better, not backups. We are 14th. That's true. But we are also, I think also Manchester United need a mix of players in terms of availability. Victor Lindelof, by the way, Manchester United is looking to get rid of him. Johnny Evans, he's done. He's got ability in him, but he shouldn't be playing this much. Harry Maguire is okay. De Ligt is, coming back from an injury. There's a lot. Man United need a backup centre back, but I do not see them getting one in this January transfer window. Man United should shop at Bundesliga. Bro, we need to shop in the French league. I say this all the time, guys. When it comes to certain type of profiles that Man United need, you need to go to the French league. Now, I've been talking about this young player here who I'm glad a lot of people are clocking onto him now before he makes a move to a big club. I'm glad that people are clocking onto him now. But this kid here, guys, is who Man United should target if they look for a midfielder in the summer in the French league at Monaco. Lamine Camara. I first discovered him about nearly 2 years ago at the under-17 AFCON tournament. It was the opening game of the competition. I watched Senegal. He plays for Senegal, by the way. I was watching Senegal versus another team. And I was like, who is this young 17-year-old kid? And that was the first time I ever discovered him. And then I tracked him. And then he got signed by a European team and then by Monaco. And now people are noticing him now because he also played for Senegal in the AFCON for the I don't want to say overs, but the adults, the AFCON in January. He played for Senegal. At the age of 18, he was playing for Senegal in the AFCON after the year before that being in the under-17s. And then he got a move to Monaco. This is a guy Manchester United need to look at. This is a guy for man. You know what? It's like those it's like those signings, like the Belieber at Brighton, Onana when he went to Everton, Kamara before he went to Aston Villa. These were all players United could have signed from the French league that I think would have transitioned to the Premier League quite comfortable in terms of like physicality and whatnot. This is a player United need to look at, but we're kind of broke right now, so I don't think we can. Beggars can't be choosers. Minna is slowly transitioning from a journalist to a scout. You know what's so funny, guys? I was only watching AFCON under 17, not because I love football. I love football, right? But not enough to watch under 17's competition. I was only watching it because my national team was playing in the under 17 tournament. That's the only, and we were in the same group as Senegal. That was the only reason why I was watching the competition. Let me see some other news as well, and I want to hear what you guys think about this process. I think if anything is gonna transpire this January transfer window, I think it will be this signing. Personally, I think it will be this signing. Make sure you guys hit the like button if you've just come through. The likes and the views are not adding up. So you guys know the rules, man. You come in, you wipe your feet, you say hi to everyone in the chat, and then you hit the like button. If you want to join the membership club, you can. It's the pinned comment in the chat. You get your badges, you get your emojis, you get your custom member content, and of course, you get to support the growth of the channel. If you want to support the channel in alternative ways, you can by sending in super chats with your comments, with your questions, with your thoughts, or just to show some love, help me reach the goal for the stream. Manchester United have inquired about Nuno Mendes, who has rejected PSG's latest contract offer. He's fallen out with Luis Enrique. He's another one that's being slapped onto the transfer list. And oh, this is a really bad picture. The history is there. The history is there between the two of them. They have a history. Now, I don't know what their overlapping time was in terms of how long he was at Sporting and Ruben Amorim was the manager. But of course, there's a sense of familiarity there. I do also think, guys, even if Ruben Amorim was not Manchester United manager, I think we would have still been linked to Nuno Mendes because he is a name that has popped up. I've watched him quite a few times, actually. I've watched him quite a few times at PSG. He came through from the academy. 20 million is the price that I've seen. 20 million is the price that I've seen. Injury prone. People are saying injury prone. Let's go and check injury record. I'd prefer DeMarco, but Mendes would be a good signing. Yeah, I don't think DeMarco would join Man United. I can't lie. You don't know my stance in terms of who I would want. I want Kirkes or Robinson, man. He had a bad hamstring injury, guys, in 22-23 season, nearly 2 seasons ago. Is that what we're calling? Hold on. Is that what we're calling injury prone? Someone that has had one tough injury and missed a lot of one season, because guys, since 22-23 season, he hasn't missed any games. So that means 23-24 and 24-25, which is the season that we're in now, he is yet to miss a game in the January transfer window. PSG ain't selling Nuno in January. Says who? Says PSG, probably, first and foremost. I do think Manchester United, guys, I'm not going to lie. I'm going to be brutally honest, yeah? There is a strong part of me that believes that Man United are not signing anyone in January. And if they do manage to pull it out of the hat, I'll be like, okay, cool. But I'm not going to sit around and be like, yeah, United. I was going to make a video about players United should sign in January. But I don't think there's a point on making that video because I don't think United are signing anyone. I do not think United are signing anyone. Whether it's the fact that they can't. All I ever hear about Jim Ratcliffe speaking is how poor financially Manchester United were built in terms of by the Glazers. I don't see United going out and spending another 30, 40, 50 million in January after spending 200 in the same financial year to bring in players, unless multiple players leave. 3 names that I've seen that United are willing to listen to offers for is Marcus Rashford, Casemiro, and Lindelof. What's the point? Lindelof is leaving in the summer on a free. Lindelof will leave in the summer on a free. Oh, and Joshua Zirkzee. Joshua Zirkzee is the other one. And let's actually get to that. Let's actually quickly get to that. Juventus are willing to offer Joshua Zirkzee an escape route out of Manchester United. They want to strike in January. United are willing to listen to offers for Zirkzee, and there could be a reunion on the horizon for him with Thiago Motta. Now, if Joshua Zirkzee is sold in January, yeah, I think he will go down as one of the worst signings. And let me finish, guys. Not saying his ability, but it's the most unserious signing that Manchester United, to sign a player in July and sell them within 6 months, is poor. You did not do your due diligence. You did not do your due diligence. You did not do your recruitment data, whatever the hell you want to call it. That is poor. That is bad. Honestly, it's embarrassing that Manchester United were in dire need of another striker in the summer, and you went out and brought a player that you're selling 6 months later. Dan Ashworth signing. It is a Dan Ashworth signing because I saw in an Athletic article as well that he was on Ashworth's list at Newcastle. They wanted to bring him in at Newcastle as well. I feel sorry for Zirkzee being judged already. I feel sorry for Zirkzee. I made it clear on my point, on my stance, on Joshua Zirkzee. I like him as a player, but I always felt at United he was a luxury player. In the Italian league, I think a slow false nine, it can be worked around. I feel like it could be worked around because of the league. Whereas in the Premier League, I don't know if you guys remember that video. I think it was Tielemans. When he had a GoPro on his chest. Yeah, you saw how much time players get on the ball in the Premier League. 1 or 2 seconds at the most. Joshua Zirkzee I've always said it, is a luxury player in terms of the final piece on the cake. You know, he's the cherry on top of the icing. Once you've got your squad maximum like filled, you've got your striker, you've got your 10s, you've got every kind of possible player that you need. The last part that you add to the puzzle would be Joshua Zirkzee. And that's why I feel sad for him, because I just feel like he's come into a situation that it was never really clear, I think, how United were going to play in terms of with a striker. He wasn't really Erik ten Hag's cup of tea. He played a couple of times under Erik ten Hag. And I also think a player of his talent and his ability, because don't get me wrong, I think Joshua Zirkzee has talents, but it will not be on show in a Man United system where they're still trying to figure it out. I hear you, but Zirkzee has to do better. First touch has been lacking recently, no end product recently either. One thing I will say is, and I don't want to make excuses, so please, guys, this is not an excuse, but players that come in and out of the lineup non-stop. 1 minute you're playing 60 minutes. Next minute, you're not starting. Next minute, you're not even getting a sniff off the bench. Next minute, you're getting 10 minutes off the bench. Players cannot build any sort of consistency. They can't do it. Joshua Zirkzee was in and out of the lineup. Before Ruben Amorim arrived, he was in and out of the lineup non-stop. Non-stop. And I also think, don't get me wrong, is there a Premier League team that you feel like Joshua Zirkzee could go to and they could utilize him? I don't really think so. I don't think so. I'm looking at all the other Premier League teams, all the big, even like the top 6, the top 8. I'm looking at them, and most of them, bar maybe Arsenal and maybe Liverpool. Liverpool don't have like a traditional number 9. They got Darwin Núñez, but you know, he's not really starting for them. They're playing Luis Diaz through the middle, Jota, Gakpo. Everybody else, Chelsea, proper number 9. Haaland at City. Spurs with Solanke. I don't think there's really many teams that would utilize or need a Joshua Zirkzee in their team. Not utilize, but need a Joshua Zirkzee. And United didn't need a Joshua Zirkzee, in my opinion. In terms of the type of striker they needed in the summer transfer window when they chose to sign Joshua Zirkzee, I don't think that was the type of striker that they needed. And you lot know my stance. United needed a goal scorer. That's it. They didn't need someone that's aesthetically pleasing or good on the ball or can link up the play. They needed someone, a bagsman. Zirkzee would cook for Brentford. Yeah, maybe. Maybe if he's got Wissar and Buemo, etc. around him, yeah, probably. It's okay if it doesn't work out for him. I remember Memphis to buy Angel Di Maria, but I think on the good side for him is to move on, or else his career will probably continue like this. Yeah, you don't want your career to kind of stagnate. Angel Di Maria, I think everything that happened with him was criminal. He came at the peak of his career. He should have been a good signing, but him and the manager just didn't work out. That's it. That's it. I think Angel Di Maria's situation is different to what's it called. I think it's different to Joshua Zirkzee's, in my opinion. This talk is just still circulating the air, guys. The closer we get to January 1st, the closer we get to the January the 1st, which is what, Wednesday, the more I'm seeing talk about Victor Osimhen. I hope I said his name right. My Nigerians in the chat, tell me that I'm pronouncing his name right. Osimhen. Someone said to me the H is silent. So it's Osimhen. I don't want Osimhen. Why don't you want Osimhen? You know what's funny, guys? This weekend, I've watched so far today. Number 9's putting in good. I'm scared about the number 9 performance tomorrow, guys. I'm scared about the number 9 performance tomorrow for 2 reasons. I'm scared about what United's number 9 is going to produce, and I'm scared of what Newcastle's number 9 is going to produce. I'm scared. And none of you lot can tell me we were talking about Mohamed Salah and being scared of, Anfield next week. Alexander Isak tomorrow is spooky season. And there's no way that we look at what United have right now as a number 9 and again kind of sniff our noses up at a player like him. It's reported, by the way, that Napoli are looking for about £62 million. Half of that would have been what we spent on Joshua Zirkzee. Again, I don't know how much, if United do sell Joshua Zirkzee, I don't know how much they will be able to recoup for him. I don't know. If they get 20 million, I don't know. I feel like his price has depreciated over the last... his price has depreciated over the last 6 months. Zirkzee plus 25 million. Brother, you're playing Football Manager, innit? Get off Football Manager, man. Osimhen is the Nigerian Timo Werner. This is disrespectful. That is disrespectful. You're talking about Isak, Tonali, Bruno, Joe Linton will eat our midfield. Yeah, that's scary. But you know what? You know what, Hamza? That's tomorrow's problem. That's not a problem for today. It's not a problem that we need to worry about today. It's a problem that we can worry about, inshallah, God willing, tomorrow. And just on the talk of strikers, Manchester United alongside Chelsea, Liverpool, Manchester City are all interested to sign Liam Delap. City have a buyback clause and he has a release clause for other suitors. Let me ask you an honest question, yeah? Because I think Liam Delap is a great player. I think he's a really good striker. I think he's a really, really good striker. But he's young. Do you think United have the time and patience to sign another young prospect? Because I said I would take Liam Delap. Only if United had another striker that's bagging me 25 goals. All of you lot saying no in the chat as well. All of you, I think we're on the same boat. I think as fans, people are tired of United signing, potentials. I don't want potentials. Maybe if it's for a position that we've already kind of got sorted, I don't mind a potential or a player that can go on to become a great player. I don't mind that. But if it's for a position that we are struggling with and is heavily impacting maybe our chances in front of goal or our chance creation, etc., then I need a proven player. If Ipswich do go down, though, I do see Liam Delap leaving. I think he will leave. I'll never forgive Ten Hag for bringing Anthony over Kudus. Yo, we went to the Dutch league and brought how many players? Strikers at United are always in a graveyard shift, feeding on scraps. I think we should take him. He'll be England's number 10. I think he'll be England's striker at the next Euros. I think he will be England striker. Swap deal for Højlund, give them 10 million. So you're saying Højlund plus money on top is what Liam Delap is worth? Rewind time to 1st of July 2023. Imagine if we brought Cunha for 50 million instead of Wolves, we'd have saved 130 million on Ramsmith and Zirkzee. You know what it is, yeah? Because it is unfortunate, but look at how many forward players United have brought. You know, we brought Højlund, we brought Zirkzee, Anthony, we brought Jadon Sancho. I'm not going to put, is it harsh to put Jadon Sancho in that bracket because we brought Jadon Sancho, in how many seasons ago? Okay, so we brought Anthony, we brought Rasmus, we brought Zirkzee, we brought Mason Mount, who for me does not get in, he doesn't get mentioned in these conversations a lot, guys. Am I the only person that realizes it? Mason Mount, when we're talking about how much money United have wasted on the front line, everybody is fixated on Rasmus Højlund and Anthony, but nobody talks about the fact that United brought Mason Mount for 60 million GBP, Great British Pounds. Nobody talks about the fact that we went out and spent 60 million pounds, Great British Pounds, on a player who had 1 year left on his contract. And do you guys remember that summer? It was rumored that Liverpool were interested in him. Miss me with that crap. These players you mentioned are making Lukaku's stint at Man United look all right. Lukaku's stint was at United was a lot better than half of these guys that we signed. Like, I know a lot of people, and also we managed to sell Lukaku on for a reasonable price. But I just feel like with all the money that United have wasted on their front line, yeah, INEOS, and I know you lot are probably thinking, what the hell does this have to do with INEOS? Because Manchester United, guys, are in millions and millions of debt, right? And on top of that, they still have a lot of transfer fees, historic transfer fees to pay. By the way, even for some players that have already left, imagine that. They still have to pay some transfer fees off. And then you've got INEOS on the side, cutting costs in every possible way that they can, and also briefing the media saying that it's going to be a quiet January. I don't know if you guys seen the media briefs or like a lot of news that's in the public eye right now about Manchester United's financials, but a lot of it is alluding to the idea of Man United having nothing to spend. Absolutely not one penny. Not one penny. Now, let's talk about the most recent news quickly on INEOS. Let's talk about the most recent news for INEOS in terms of decisions Manchester United have made. Manchester United plan to notify the trustees of the Man United Foundation in the coming weeks that the club will slash its benefits as part of a costs purge being implemented by Jim Ratcliffe. Now, apparently, it's up to about $1 million that Man United Foundation spend in a year. And the reason why the Man United Foundation, you lot are probably thinking, why are people so, getting so caught up or so rattled about, cut costs and whatnot? $1 million is a lot. Guys, the Manchester United Foundation also funds the Girls' Academy. It also funds the Girls' Academy. It doesn't fund the Boys' Academy. The Girls' Academy is an extension of the Manchester United Foundation. Because when the Glazers took over Man United in 2005, they cut everything relating to girls playing football at Manchester United. It's only in 2018 that they re-implemented that, and then they obviously re-implemented the academy, etc. This is not a joke, guys. I'm not being funny, but this costing, whatever you want to call it, that people are saying that, oh, it's a business. INEOS have to do this. INEOS have to make these tough decisions. When Jim Ratcliffe took over the club, yeah? And by the way, we saw this conversation about the 300 million cash injection into the club, yeah? When Jim Ratcliffe took over, what was his whole kind of ethos? A local lad that's going to create jobs for local people. And we're going to put the Manchester back in Manchester United, whatever the hell that meant. Yeah, whatever the hell that meant. Since he said that, guys, since he's done that and he's taken over Manchester United, tell me how many people have been impacted by what kind of people are impacted by this decision making? Foundation, the charities, the cost cutting, in terms of jobs being made redundant. stewards, etc. These are all, I'm going to say, average Joes, people like me and you, working class people, especially the working class people of Manchester, and also taking into consideration other things that have been done, like the ticket price hikes, again, impacting the, by the way, it's taking advantage of the loyalty of fans when it comes to the ticket price hikes, yeah? To compare it to, like I said in the past, comparing it to Fulham, an average price and an average salary and an average wage in Fulham is not remotely the same as a one in Manchester. So there is no reason why you should be using that as a comparative, because Fulham fans are even protesting the ticket hikes in their part of in their club. Let this be known in terms of what it looks like to me, in my opinion, what INEOS are doing. I said this from a long time ago. I would judge INEOS on a year. I said it when INEOS took over. I said I would judge everything that they do within the first year. This is not, by the way, 1 year is more than enough to be able to judge. And it's not, by the way, I just realized, I forgot as well, what other things that they cut. Charitable donations to low income players that are retired. You don't even take care of your own. Again, I'm not here to, I think one thing I'll say is I'm not here to tell a man how to run his business. Yeah. But when Jim Ratcliffe took over Manchester United, it was very evident that the situation still benefited the Glazers. We could talk about how the Glazers are a big part of this problem that Jim Ratcliffe is trying to solve, i.e. cutting costs, etc., etc. We could argue that. But we can also argue that Jim Ratcliffe, the cost that he's cutting in particular, it doesn't impact the billionaires like himself that don't pay tax because he lives in Monaco. It doesn't impact the high earners that he employs, like the Dan Ashworths that he sacked and the Eric. Clearly, you got money to waste. You have money to waste and money to throw around, yeah? When you gave Eric Ten Hag an extension with the intention to sack him. So you've got money to waste. But when it comes to charity or the Manchester United Foundation, which has always been a big part of Manchester United, that is suddenly where your money hat comes on and you're trying to cut costs. And this is why I say, Man United, when it comes to making these costs purges or whatever you want to call it under Jim Ratcliffe, it's not impacting the big dogs. It's not impacting the people that are earning 200, 300k a week. It's not impacting the people that are earning millions working at the club. It's impacting the everyday people. Jim Ratcliffe has come out multiple times and alluded to the idea that he does not care about Manchester United women. So now you cut costs to the Manchester United Foundation, who, lo and behold, are responsible for the Manchester United Girls Academy. You cannot tell me that you don't care about the women's team. And you know what? The women's team it's not, from a business perspective, for a club that draws in millions and millions of revenue, the Manchester United women's team / academy do not require a lot of money to be run. Because I actually think, by the way, Manchester United women's team to be run is less for a year, is less than half of what they paid Eric Ten Hag to leave Manchester United. And this is why I said, you have money, Jim Ratcliffe has money clearly to throw around at Eric Ten Hag, at Dan Ashworth, etc., etc. But when it comes to the matters that you should care about and the things that you should be concerned about, suddenly it's, oh no, I have a conscience, I can't spend money, I need to save money. I don't rate him one bit. It's psychology. I think this is the kind aimed at the highest paid players. When they are sold, everything will soon be better. Let's not buy into this. Let's not buy into this when Marcus Rashford or Casemiro or Mason Mount or Bruno Fernandes, once they're sold, things will get better. It won't. Yes, Manchester United need to fix their wage structure 100%. Historically, they've been known to give people high wages without them earning it. So I totally agree with that notion. But aside from that, let's not buy into this idea that them cutting costs in other positions like the Manchester United Foundation, etc., is reverse psychology on players. Minute I warned you about, said Jim, the broke billionaire. Listen, that name is getting more truer by the day. Low key is getting to me anyway, sorry, let me be specific. To me, it's definitely getting more truer. I definitely feel that. And last but not least, guys, let's just briefly talk about tomorrow. I don't want to talk about tomorrow, but I don't want to talk about tomorrow, but let's do it, man. Let's do it, guys. Let's do it. Let's talk about tomorrow. Have we got 100 likes yet? Let's try get 100 likes at the minimum, please, or as close to 100 likes. We've got over 100 people here, so do not be a disgrace, guys. Don't be a cheat. Make sure you hit the like button. You know the rules, man. You come in, you wipe your feet, you say hi to everyone in the chat. United, 8 o'clock kickoff, under the lights at Old Trafford. Final game of the season. I wish it was final game of the season. Final game of the calendar year. And then Anfield waiting for us next Sunday. No Ugarte, out suspended. Bruno Fernandes out suspended. No idea if Marcus Rashford will be in the matchday squad. You know what? It's actually crazy. If Marcus Rashford is not in the matchday squad, even when 2 players are missing, that says a lot. That says a lot. I've said this time and time again. I think he's played his last game at United. Højlund versus who is? I need to see Newcastle's backline, guys. I need to see what Newcastle's backline is. Because is it Shaw? Okay. Livramento, Shaw, Burn, Hall. That's their back 4. I want to know who is Højlund gonna fight? Who is he gonna wrestle? Shaw or Burn? A midfield, listen, this midfield, Joe Linton, Tonali, and Bruno Guimaraes. And then Alexander Isak up top, Murphy and Gordon. Yeah, this is long, man. This is long. This is long. I'm not looking forward to it one bit. United, if they don't win, guys, I've seen people talking about, you know what, it's so funny, man. Today I saw everyone saying on Twitter, oh, West Ham have lost, so United can go above them. If United win, they could go above Brentford and Spurs, whatnot. We could get to 11th. This is what we've become, man. This is what we've unfortunately become. But if Manchester United don't win tomorrow, guys, if Man United don't win, that's 3 games on the bounce in the Premier League. That's 3 games on the bounce, and that will be 5 and 6 in the league that United have lost. I actually think that will be one of the worst forms in terms of the last 6 games. When everyone thinks we will lose, we win. That's true. That is true. That is true. So maybe because everyone thinks we'll lose tomorrow. By the way, Newcastle are in form. They've won 3 Premier League games in a row. In the last 5, they've won 3, drawn 1, lost 1. So they've picked up form. I said this, they've got 3 clean sheets as well. By the way, those 3 games in a row that they've won, 3 clean sheets. They're scoring at a decent rate as well. They got 30 goals in the league. United have just about cracked the 20 mark. But we'll do a long stream tomorrow, inshallah. For the Daily Dose of Minna, we'll talk about the Newcastle game. We'll kind of do a lineup builder, etc., etc. But quickly, give me your predictions, guys, because we got another trip as well after that at Anfield, which is just equally as long. But give me your predictions tomorrow. But oh my god, Premier League, by the way, guys. Yeah. Isak has 11 goals. He's their highest scorer. United's highest scorer is Bruno and Rashford with 4. Isak got 11 goals and 4 assists. And people want to tell me that he's not the best striker in the league. I don't get it. Everyone, 3-1 Newcastle, 3-1 United, 3-0 Newcastle. I'd rather we sim the game. 2-1 Newcastle. It seems like everyone is going to predict losses. I can't lie. Only one person, which is Yusuf, that's predicted a win so far. I think everyone is expecting United to lose. I think, and it's so unfortunate, guys. It's actually really unfortunate, because when has it become normal for us to expect our team to lose? When has that become a norm? There you go. Koala predicting a 2-1 win for United. And then we've obviously got the big one at Anfield on Sunday, which they need to stop advertising it on Sky. Sky need to stop advertising it so that less people watch it. They need to stop watching it so that less people watch it. I do think, though, tomorrow will have to be a game that United win. Like, for me, yes, it is a learning experience for the team, for Amorim, for the system, etc. But you need to pluck results out of somewhere, man. Isak is scoring and they're definitely scoring from a corner. Oh my God, I completely didn't even think about that. I have not even thought about the corner situation right now with flipping Dan Burns and Shaw, Joe Linton, Isak. Oh my God. Yeah, life's a humbler, guys. Life is a humbler. Tomorrow, we're probably going to concede a cutback or from a corner or from both. Or from both. We just don't know. We just don't know. But like I said, guys, that's a problem for tomorrow. That is absolutely a problem for tomorrow. But big up to everyone. Listen, guys, be sure to hit the like button if you've just come through. You know the rules. We're only about 8 likes away from 100. So be sure to hit the like button as well. Do we have, let me see if there's any more Manchester United news before we wrap it up. Nope, no other Manchester United news. So we're gonna wrap it up. Tomorrow I'll be live, of course, daily dose of Mina. And then we'll have 5 and 5 after the game. And then yeah, we'll just see how the week kind of goes. Well, when is New Year's Eve? Is that's on Tuesday? Okay, so the New Year is around the corner. Hopefully, New Year. I don't know, New United. I don't know. Wishful thinking in it. But make sure you guys hit the like button on your way out. If there's any news between now and tomorrow, I'll be live. But if not, guys, catch you lot all tomorrow, inshallah. I hope you have a wonderful evening, guys. Hit the like button. I'm out. Peace.